this case had gone cold. The leads dried up. The hope faded with each passing year. But in 2016, US investigators reopened a file. They refused to let Michelle Mary Newton become just another forgotten name on a dusty shelf. For nearly 9 years, the breakthrough which the investigators were looking for arrived this year. Michelle, a Kentucky girl who went missing in 1983 at the age of just 3 years old, was found alive 42 years later. She was found living under a new identity in another state. Michelle Newton left in April of 1983 with her mother, Deborah, who said she was relocating to Georgia for a new job. However, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Deborah had other ideas. She left her husband, Michelle's father, in the dust. Then, in 1985, after a final phone call to her father, Joseph Newton, the mother-daughter duo disappeared completely. Now 45 years old, Michelle was raised under a completely different name. Her mother is now 66, and she started going by the name of Sharon. After Deborah allegedly absconded with their child, Joseph Newton tried to track them down. A father's desperation fueled a nationwide manhunt. He scoured cities, followed leads, and pleaded for answers. But Deborah and little Michelle seemed to have vanished into thin air. Deborah was indicted for custodial interference, and the FBI issued a warrant for unlawful flight. The entire chase spanned years, stretching into the year 2000. But then the trail suddenly went cold. A cruel twist: the prosecutors could not locate Newton's father, the key witness. And just like that, the search for Deborah and Michelle slipped into oblivion. The case, already drowning under the weight of time, was dismissed in the year 2000, nearly 15 years after Michelle and her mother disappeared. 5 years later, in 2005, Michelle was removed from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's database. By then, she would have been around 25 years old. A family member eventually requested assistance from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office in Kentucky. And in 2015, authorities began investigating the case all over again. The case was officially revived in 2016, and with it began a fresh hunt for Michelle and her mother. After over 30 years, the investigators had no clue how the child, who was just 3 at the time of her disappearance, looks now. They didn't even know if she was dead or alive. There was no information either of the mother. The probe once again drew a complete blank until this year, when a Crime Stoppers tip in Marion County, Florida, identified a possible match for a 66-year-old woman using a different name. The tip led officials to Deborah's home in Florida on November 24th. She had been living in the famed retirement community as Sharon Neely. Investigators confirmed Deborah Newton's identity through photographs and DNA testing, and a warrant was then issued. The woman, who once held a spot on the FBI's top 8 most wanted parental kidnapping fugitives, was finally under arrest. She entered a not guilty plea during her first court appearance on December 8th. Deborah Newton's next court appearance is on January 23, 2026. For Michelle, the truth shattered a lifetime of possible memories. But in the fragments, she found a gift. Reunion with the father she had always yearned for, a bond that she lost even before she even knew what it meant. Both Michelle and her father were present during Deborah's court appearance. Michelle didn't nearly appear to take a side immediately. She says her intention is to support both her parents through this and try to navigate and help them both wrap it up so they all can heal. But the question is, after all these years, can they?